Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Kuumba, Kwanzaa, celebration.
I would like to honor this brother and this sister in particular with this opportunity. Brother Jimmy asked me to come and offer a piece. I keep to myself more time, you know, but I see the responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. And it isn't each one teach one technique. So from we know better, we have to do better.
Hallelujah.
It's not a show thing. It's not a performance. It's a call, response, crowd participation kind of experience, you know. So I just honor you all for the work that you're doing, consistently, insistently, free-willingly, you know. And we expect great things going forward. This is something from us at Infinite Treasures. Again, I reiterate, I'm the one and only Ras Naim of Infinite Treasures. It is where we specialize in creating tools and jewels that are designed to enhance our connection with the heavens and the earth. Meaning, stay connected with nature. Take time, spend time doing the natural things, old ways, tending to your garden. You know what I'm saying? When they saw walking through the garden smelling the roses. This is when the communication kicks in. This is when we're doing this libation and then we're waiting for the responses. It comes in those places where we're observing and appreciating the natural order of things. You know, so we say we specialize in creating tools and jewels designed to enhance our connections with the heavens and the earth. And in this case, the heavenly piece is the ancestral realm. The folks who's on the other side that need us to initiate the process. They can't manipulate the elements of the earth anymore. They can't get a vessel and move water. But water is still very important in the spiritual dimension. They can't spark the fire. But the fire of a candle that's set up for them when we go through our process of remembering, that's real power for them on the other side. They can do some things with that, you know? So, yes, in honor of the great work that's continually coming through the House of Hathor, good brother, I'd like to present you with this monument of our love, our friendship, and a charge. Continue upon your good work, good brother. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like you to share, I'll explain briefly what this is. It is a crystal synergy It's composed of 3 elements. The composition is what we refer to as the melanin trinity of affinity. Just in case we're not familiar with melanin, melanin is to the human race, not just the dark-skinned folks amongst us, but I see all shades out here. But even folks lighter than these shades, melanin is to the human race as chlorophyll is to the plant kingdom. It is that how can I say it, miraculous molecule within us that allows us to take sound and light and rhythms and frequencies and transform them into energy, potential, and consciousness inside of our body, right? So, 3 elements so critical to melanin. Carbon, as melanin is a carbon molecule, it's a jet black molecule. Copper, melanin deals with conducting and moving all different forms of energy in our body and around us. Anything you really combine copper with becomes amplified. And then sulfur. Sulfur is like a fuel or food for melanin. You know, it cleanses and re-energizes melanin. So anytime you have elements that are carbon rich, in this case, the jet black shungite, copper represents all the wiring, and pyrite is this carving on the top, the skull, which in this case is not representative of death, but representative of life. And that connection we have with our ancestor through our physical body. They say like vibe, when you pick up a vibe, when you folks are trying to vibe with you, the part of our body that has the, what I call it, like the most vibratory, carries the vibe the longest, is our bones. That's what we see in a lot of indigenous cultural traditions. A certain part of the bone is preserved for one reason or another. It's literally like a tuning fork or a device, a remote device, which these folks use to just keep the connection with their ancestors as strong as possible. So this piece is a composition of what we call the melanin trinity of affinity. It's a symbol of life, and we charge, again, our brother and our sister to steady upon the good works. And yeah, man, just keep on doing what you're doing, brother. Much respect.
Kwanzaa is very special to us because it's a part of our culture. It is who we are. And there are three things that we must always have. That's the foundation. It is our grounding, as we would say. Because we cannot get rid of what is negative. Negative exists only because positive exists. You can't have one without the other. But just like a car battery, the only way you can have movement is if that positive and negative energy is grounded. We are grounded based on our culture, which is our values, our interests, and our principles. And when you have a true recognition of your values, your interests, and your principles, you can deal with the negative and the positive energies and bring balance to them. And so what we want you to be able to do is to recognize Kwanzaa is what we call our value system. It's the principal values that governs all things that we unite ourselves with. And so for those who don't know the principles of Kwanzaa, this first day, which is Umoja, it is the black candle. Excuse me. It is for the unity of our people, the unity of family, the unity of community, the unity of all that exists with us as well as around us and without us. You see, truly, if you look around you, this is nature that's around us. It is the only symbol that we have amongst ourselves that is what we call everlasting life. It was here before we came, it is here with us now, and it will be here after we're gone. So that is everlasting life. If you want to know what everlasting life is, just take a look around you. Everything that man has tried to get rid of, it comes right back up through the what? The roots. Everything that is forming around the roots of whoever it is that you are, which is culture. This is culture that's around us. Your next day is Kujichagulia, which is the green candle. It is self-determination. When you walk on the sidewalks and you see that weed that comes up through the concrete, that is self-determination. No matter what you put in front of it, no matter what you put on top of it. Every time when you go in your yard and you try to clear the weeds out, they come right back up. That is self-determination. No matter how much you poison it, no matter how much you cut it, no matter you try to infuse other grasses in it, it still finds a way to come up. Who does that resemble? Us. No matter what they try to do to us, we find a way to exist. We find a way to live. That is what Kujichagulia is speaking of. No matter what you go through, we find a way to exist and make sure that those who are coming behind us see us as the examples of that which is Kujichagulia. The green candle, it is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. As Ras Naeem said before, collectively working together, using our abilities to respond back to life which life has given to us. That is being responsible, responding with your abilities. Responsibility. How do you respond back to which has been given to you? Collectively. The next one is Ujama. There is no community without economics, my brothers and my sisters. If we don't have economics that will support our interests, then how can we commune? Because all the community that we're doing right now, we commune in everybody else's communities but our own. We don't know our neighbors. We don't know ourselves. We don't know each other. Ujama collectively brings us together for a common interest. That is to build our communities, to make sure that we have an economic stability that will give an example to our children and our children's children so that they can sustain and maintain that which we build. That is where their education comes in. Education has no existence for them right now because they don't understand where does that pertain to what you want them to do in their community. Everything that they have is in someone else's community. So it is contingent upon us to build industries and institutions that reflect our own cultural worldview. We have to build that which is needed in our families and our communities that look like us. And the only way we can sustain and maintain is if we know how to protect it. And we're not just talking about from a physical, we're talking about from the mental, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and the ancestral. How do we protect it? The next one is Nia, purpose. Your purpose is your abilities. What abilities has the Creator given to you to where it has a sense of purpose to build for your families and your community. Nia, what is your Nia? Is it linked to your intentions? Is it linked to the Creator and your ancestors? No matter what you do in your life, even if you're a street sweeper, make sure that the streets of your community are clean. Make sure that the yards of your elders are taken care of. Make sure that the children have a safe place to play in the community. The common unity that we all share. The next one. It is Kuumba. Creativity. It still links to your purpose, using your creative essence of who you are. What talents do you have that are suppressed inside you because you are denying it or because you just don't know it? What are your creativities that you have about yourself that you can share, as well as manifest and create, as well as take care of your family and your community with your creativity, your Kuumba? If it's in protection, if it's in healthcare, if it's in building, if it's in educating, if it's in politics, if it's in religion or spirituality, gardening, transportation, whatever it is, be that which you have been designed and given to be. And last but not least, it is Imani, faith. Faith directs us to look inward first and then outward. You can't help nobody else first until you help yourself. That means in all aspects of yourself. It's not being selfish. It's recognizing the true energy that you have within yourself with the spirituality that has been given to you to accept and receive what God or the Creator has given to you. That is what faith is talking about. Faith in the unseen, the Amen. The Amen is the hidden. That means that which is inside of you, you manifest it outward. That is the glow of light that you will illuminate and become enlightened. Enlightening. Inward comes outward. That is what faith, Imani, calls for us to be and do. And only in your faith in yourself, you become enlightened and you become the example for your children and for your community. You don't have to try to teach somebody or force somebody to be something. All you have to do is be. Be the example, and then they will follow. They will want to know what it is and who you are. Just be. But you must recognize it within self first. And these are the first fruits that you must work on, we must work on every day, every week, every month, every year. And so by the time we come back around to Kwanzaa again, we should be able to stand and talk about everything that we manifest or that we took part in as far as collectively and working together in unity, having faith in each other. We should be able to talk about that and say, this is what we did for this year, and we want to celebrate it this year for what we did this past year. Now, the way things have been designed right now here in Columbia, because we're talking about in a whole year, when the winter solstice comes back around again, we're talking about we have 2 times that we can celebrate in between that year. We have Kwanzaa, and then in June we have another celebration that's called Juneteenth. So that means that we have 6 months right now before we get to Juneteenth so that we can talk about at Juneteenth what we've done in 6 months, so that when we come back around to Kwanzaa again, we can talk about it again, what we did in the next 6 months. So now we have strategized a timeline now to where we can talk about this within 6 months, within both of those celebrations. We must celebrate our accomplishments, because if we don't, who else is going to do it for us? We must celebrate the children, because every day they're working. Every day we should be acknowledging what they've done for their families and for the community. Every week should be a celebration. We should have a caribou every weekend. Just to say that the children are doing what they have been designed to do by us. And we have been the examples for our children. Every week, we should be able to celebrate that. Come together and celebrate. In every community, we should be able to build these particular type of celebrations up. That is what the ancestors are calling for. We are only a vessel. I am only a vessel. Mama G, Baba Saitu, Baba Derek, Ras Naim, all of us out here, we are only vessels to be used by our ancestors and our Creator to do the work that has to be done until we are called into the ancestral realm. Every day. So we give thanks to you for being a part of the Hathor Cultural Arts Center and the Hathor Cultural Arts Center libation ceremony, as well as our Kwanzaa celebration opening ceremony. Those of you who have your tickets to go to the Kwanzaa celebration tonight, behind the mall at the
How much you cost?
at the meeting place, is at 6 o'clock. It is free, but you must get your tickets online of Eventbrite, because there's only a limited amount of seating for those who are coming. So that takes place tonight. This is an annual event that has been taking place over 20 years. So this is the Catalyst and Bongi is who's putting that on tonight. So we ask that you, if you're going to join, please be there early on time so that we can get everybody in and you can take part in the celebration. Again, is that the meeting place behind Columbia Mall in that back shopping center. We give thanks to you for taking part in this. We ask that you continue to manifest, create in the likeness of our Creator and our ancestors, something greater than what we have today, so that it can be reflective of the spirit and the consciousness that dwells within each and every one of us. You had a question?
Yes, no, not a question. The tickets are sold out.
Okay.
Go register. We're going to stream it live. You can do it online. Just go to Eventbrite. You go to citywide cost of business one for the business. 2021.
Okay, so it's streaming live for those who, if you didn't get your ticket, you can still watch it live. Okay, we give thanks to you all for being here. The ancestors made it possible for us to be here today with a beautiful day, for us to come together and for us to take part in this celebration. So we say peace and blessing to you all. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you the next time.
Brother Jimmy.